for a number of years, people have been saying, well, command and control, kind of hierarchical structures are valuable in circumstances such as kind of military operations, but in the rest of the world, increasingly things are bubbling up. It's more bottom up. So the whole Web 2.0 and Wikipedia and those sorts of things portrayed as kind of bottom up systems. But I was listening to the radio yesterday morning, and they were talking about the conflict in Afghanistan, and one of the soldiers, a British soldier, was complaining that the Afghan soldiers were hobbyists. He said they were hobbyists. They would do whatever it is they're doing, and then take a little time to shoot at the Americans and the Brits, and then they would go back, and then they would just blend back into the community. And I just thought it was fascinating, because there was this professional British and American force who are in uniforms and identifiable, and they had the number of stripes, represents where they are in their hierarchy, and they're fighting this amateur group of hobbyists, and it's like an infinite force meeting an immovable object, and so for me it was interesting, because hierarchies were always something to be used in specific controlled circumstances, but now it feels like even in kind of modern warfare that doesn't apply, or that's what I took from that comment yesterday. So having said that, there's a woman called Karen Stevenson, I don't know if you know her. She's done a lot of work around social networks in and across organisations, and her feeling is, she's done a lot of thinking and writing and work about this, which was very good, and I think I'm paraphrasing, but she says that hierarchies are visible, you can see the organisation chart, but informal networks, they're invisible. So the people I go to for advice, or the people I gossip with about what's happening, you don't see that on any organisation chart. Increasingly, you can map that. You can map your Facebook friends, and you can start to visualise some of those things. But I think they're both equally important. I think you do need hierarchies, exactly because of the reason we talked earlier, that networks are ephemeral. They come together for a period of time and then disappear, whereas hierarchies are more permanent. And I think you need both. You need solid structures that can stand the test of time. But I think we also need to visualise and have a greater appreciation for the role that networks play in the functioning of organisations. And Karen Stevenson makes one point, that she says that over time hierarchies trump networks or communities, but at any one point in time networks always trump hierarchies. So at any one point in time it's the network where the power lies, but over a longer period of time the hierarchy wins. And I just think that's quite an interesting kind of dynamic.